In Louisiana, a man is arrested after raping and torturing a woman for 13 hours straight. In Missouri, a woman is accused of spiking her husband's Mountain Dew with Roundup. What? And an illegal migrant is charged with the suffocation murder of a young woman on her birthday. These stories and more coming at you today, Tuesday, July 2nd on Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton. And I got a rider with me this morning. And
I'm Cindy Overton.
Yep.
Hey.
Sometimes you can't get rid of them, Jim Chapman. Follow you to work and everything.
That's it, huh?
But
I hear you.
Anyway, so second day of July.
It is the second. Can you believe that, man?
It's flying, right?
Hot.
Summertime.
Yeah.
And this is the 4th of July week. I know a lot of people are down roasting on the beaches, or maybe some up in the mountains doing what they do.
Hey, but not us.
Not us.
We're bringing you the best in crime news all the time, holiday or not.
That's it. And then, so that being said, let's get down to some true crime time for Tuesday.
We're going to start off in Walker, Louisiana, for those outside of the state.
Drove through it, yeah.
Yeah, about 5 minutes from here.
5 miles, exactly.
Right. A woman is counting her blessings to be alive after she was forced to perform oral sex, raped, beaten with a hammer, drug around her home by her hair, and locked in her own attic by David Coutee.
Really?
Yes. David Coutee, who is 38 of Walker, Louisiana, was arrested by the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office and transported to Baton Rouge to face several charges. Baton Rouge police say that he allegedly tortured that woman for 13 hours straight, starting around 11:30 p.m. on June 11th, and went through roughly 12:20 p.m. the following day.
Nice.
On June 11th, Coutee went to a home in Baton Rouge per the victim's request to move items to the side of the road. While at that home, police say Coutee got upset with the victim, suspecting there was another man inside. Despite telling him there was no other man inside, the victim told police that Coutee grew increasingly aggressive, and that's when she asked him to leave, but he refused.
Well, I didn't want anywhere.
As the victim sat on the bed, the defendant, Coutee, hit her across the face and made her walk with him to search the home naked.
Oh, Lord.
Then he started beating her as and then attempted to drag the victim into the attic by the hair. We were just talking about how hot it was. Mm-hmm. Imagine that attic.
Attics are not easily accessible. This is over cheap-ass fold-down ladders and shit that you don't even want to go up by yourself, but you're going to drag a naked woman up?
Yeah, it tells you the state he was in. So police noted when the victim tried to pull away, Coutee allegedly fell on top of her and started beating her in the head and face with a flashlight. He then grabbed her by the throat and put her in the headlock until she lost consciousness. Wow. At this point, the victim told officers she remembers Coutee slapping her and smelling urine on her where she had urinated on herself. She was that scared of what he may do next. So she told officers she followed him into the attic. There, she was forced to perform oral sex on him twice until she threw up both times before he raped her as she begged him to stop. He's accused of making her perform oral sex again before they together searched the attic for the man who was not there. Wow. Roughly 20 minutes later, Coutee allegedly helped the victim out of the attic and they searched the home again. This time, though, he found 2 coffee cups in the trash can and playing home detective, he wanted her to explain why there were 2 coffee cups. Right. As the victim laid on the kitchen floor, the defendant ran up to the victim, kicking her in the ribs as she stood up. He then kicked her in the back and stomach. At some point, the victim was struck with a hammer over various parts of her body, and the victim was allowed to take a shower at that point, but Coutee got in there with her and threatened to beat her with the shower wand if she did not tell him about the man in the home. That's when documents show the woman gave an ex-boyfriend's name just hoping he would stop beating her.
Right.
Instead, he drugged the victim around the residence where she begged him to leave her alone because she felt as if she were dying. However, she was forced to perform oral sex yet again until she threw up and then is accused of raping her a second time, QT. The victim told police she remembers him setting fire to paper towels to smoke the victim out of the residence. Mm-hmm. He is also accused of deadbolting the front door so she couldn't escape. And he took a bat, hit it on the ground, shattering it, punched her in the private area, and cut her hair. He then threatened to stay with her to make sure she would not call the police. He eventually called his father and left the home, at which time the victim was able to get to the hospital, thank God. Baton Rouge police responded to the hospital at 7 p.m. on June 12th for a sexual assault call. Police say the victim was physically beaten, leaving marks on over 50% of her body. She had a ruptured eardrum, which affected her ability to hear, as well as low pressure in both eyes due to being hit repeatedly in the face by the defendant with a closed fist and a flashlight. Kuti is charged with many charges.
Numerous charges.
What you think about that?
I think Kuti's going to bloody angle
for the rest of his life?
Forever. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's so many different charges there. Just if you go inside someone's home, even if you don't steal anything, if you go inside and you commit a felony, you can be charged with aggravated burglary. And that's like a life.
Yeah, throw away the key.
And then you got however many counts of rape, oral, and everything else, and then all the beatings, and then aggravated batteries, her having to seek medical attention alone makes it second-degree ag battery, which is the same thing as attempted murder. On top of the rapes, on top of whatever, he is fucked, and rightfully so.
Absolutely.
And he should have said no to meth.
Hopefully he'll have someone do that to him in prison. He'll know what it feels like, right?
He's even prisoners hate fucking baby and women rapers. They call them tree jumpers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And there you have it. Well, I'm glad they got him. No explaining that one, right? It's crazy. Crazy.
Yep.
Well, let me take you to your favorite place.
Where's that?
New York City.
New York City. Get a rope.
Yeah. Well, Cindy, you been in New York City?
No. It's the only place you haven't taken me that I want to go.
Yeah. It's the only place I really don't want to go that I'll probably have to take you. All right. Another disturbing story on Tuesday. And a woman was recently suffocated and killed in New York on the same day that she turned 21 years old on her birthday. Man. So I'm really going to fuck these names up, but you'll know why in a second. The suspect, John Moses, I guess it's Moses, Moiscs, last name CHACAGUASAY-LBIS. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Let's just say suspect John Moses, Chucklebaloo's to whatever. 20, and he's 20 also, is accused of murdering Jocelyn Johanna Tokiza in Syracuse on June 18th. Syracuse Police Department told Fox News Digital the suspect had been charged with second-degree murder and concealment of a human corpse. What's so bad about this is they were actually meeting up at Airbnb. So the prosecutor said that the suspect was staying at Airbnb at the time of the murder, and he traveled to see Tokiza, the victim, on her 21st birthday. Now, they have actual surveillance footage which shows the pair walking into the Airbnb at around 4:30 p.m. on June 18th. But a few hours later, the suspect with a really long name, we'll just call it Ilbis, was videotaped carrying a slumped over Tokiza on his back. That's the victim.
Oh my gosh.
So,
y'all video.
They had actually gone to primary school together in Ecuador, and the someone told the New York Post that they fled. The victim fled her native country to escape an abusive lover, and we don't know who that is. We don't know if it's the same guy or not. So the suspect with a really long-ass name buried Takesa's body in a shallow grave before taking a Greyhound bus to New York City, but he later turned himself into the police. And, yeah, it's fucking crazy. But he's definitely in the country illegally from Ecuador.
And she's apparently from there.
Was she?
I mean,
legal?
I wonder if he realized that he knew her from.
I guess they
primary
met up
school.
on social media again once he's in the United States. I don't know, it's speculation, but it's her 21st birthday. She goes over to, he's got an Airbnb, maybe going to wine her and dine her or whatever. Instead, he kills her.
Jesus
and
Christ.
takes her out and buries her in a grave.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know what it's coming to, boys and girls.
I'm sorry. Does it say how he killed her? I mean,
No, not yet. And it says that he killed her.
Yeah, they holding them details tight.
They suffocated her. So
Choked her, you think?
Either choked
Smothered?
her or smothered her to death, right?
Wow.
So, I mean, either way, it's a bad deal.
Well, we're going to go from one bad deal to another bad deal. And I'll tell you what, this is a really strange story. I caught this one late last night, so it's really fresh. And it is a story developing out of Tennessee by the way of two missing firefighters that were reported missing on June 25th in Georgia.
All right.
So Reagan Anderson and Chandler Kubander, they have been found dead in Crosby, Tennessee. They were reported missing on the 25th of June, and both were Liberty County firefighters employed by the Huntsville Fire Department. Liberty County is located below Savannah, Georgia. So police said the two were in a black 2017 Ford Focus with a firefighter logo on the license plate, and that car was found near their bodies. Soon after they were reported missing, Kubander's mother posted on social media she did not believe her son left with Anderson willingly. She said that Anderson was in a danger to herself and that her son was probably trying to help her. Kubander and Anderson reportedly dated for 7 years on and off, but were no longer a couple, according to his mother. So from what we know, since the missing persons investigation started, on the 22nd of June, Chandler was on a date with someone else, and Reagan finds out and vandalizes his car. She keys his car,
Right.
you know. She was arrested for that, and then a few days later, he was at his gym, and she was seen on surveillance video outside in the parking lot, and she was essentially watching him, just kind of stalking him in there, seeing who he's messing with. Who are you talking to while you're bench pressing, that kind of thing.
Too many female stalkers.
Yeah, well, she was, we talk about people being on video so many times a day, and when they ended up missing, what's the first thing you do? You go check surveillance video. So he leaves the gym. And he's going to his car. She approaches him in the parking lot, and he is seen getting into her vehicle. That's the last time anyone ever saw him. But she shows up on video at a gas station in South Carolina. Then later that same day, his phone hit on a tower in the Crosby, Tennessee area. Wow. That is where both of them were found dead. Wow. Police have not said much outside of that, but we will definitely keep you posted. It looks to me, I hate to form a hypothesis here. It looks like a murder-suicide, but
Wow.
They haven't said definitively that yet.
Maybe you try to talk her down, or from all the way there to there, right? I mean, shit.
Sounds like, and according to his mother, that he was it seemed like he was concerned she might do harm to herself, and maybe she made a threat
7 years,
got in the car with her for that reason.
It's not the first time Cray came out, and he's been dealing with her. They've been dealing with whatever they're dealing with, and evidently he's trying to help her or stay together with her or whatever, and it really didn't work out well, did it?
No, and this all just occurred Sunday night is when they found these bodies. So it's a very trending case on TikTok
crazy.
and all those outlets.
Crazy. I don't know. Well, prayers for the families and the victims. Well, Cindy and I just rolled in from the Big Easy this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take you to the Big Easy. Right. And let's do a positive story, right? So they had a campaign which was spearheaded by the FBI to identify and arrest New Orleans' most violent offenders. Well, it ended this week, y'all. And authorities said Thursday, they said this touted a perfect success rate in arresting scores of wanted targets. And the month-long effort involved 18 police and agencies. It yielded 155 arrests and the seizures of 54 firearms and 10 switches designated to automate them. They're talking about the bump stocks, right? Mm-hmm. And they just released this at a news conference. And Lionel Murthill, the FBI special agent in charge in New Orleans, said the campaign targeted areas plagued by narcotics trafficking, shooting, and killing in an effort to dismantle the violent enterprises and reclaim our community. Well, you know who that came from. Governor Jeff Landry.
Yeah, that's right.
Hammer, right? Mm-hmm. And by the end, the team cleared all 76 warrants for subjects the FBI analysts had culled from more than 400 open warrants submitted by local agencies. And among them were New Orleans Police, Louisiana State Police, and sheriff's offices across the New Orleans area. And those arrested during the operation face charges that include arson, drive-by shooting, armed robbery, attempted murder, and drug dealing. And among them was an idiot from Pennsylvania named Danny Daniels, who is suspected in the Vermont of a first-degree murders. And he was captured after a chase by Louisiana State Police troopers through St. Roch. The suspected killer had 2 guns, including one with an extended magazine, right? The FBI head agent described an operation that began on June 3rd with proactive policing in marked and unmarked units, and then they moved into the fugitive apprehension phase that ran over 10 days and ended last Wednesday. Now, during this time, a series of vehicle pursuits culminated in chases and crashes and arrests across the city. Murthill said a number of the subjects arrested in connection with those pursuits were targets in Operation Clean House. Murthill, who was named to the FBI post in January, again, that's when Jeff Landry got it, right, Governor, called it a methodical effort to uproot crime that he pledged would continue after next year's major sporting events, referring to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
To clean up the image. He said, this is not a one-and-done effort, he said. Murthill also described FBI intelligence analysts pinpoint crime hotspots that they confirmed with neighbors. We have to listen to the community, he said. Our agents and partners did an amazing job making a tangible impact in communities that have long felt neglected, right?
Yeah.
So the U.S. Attorney Dwayne Evans said local prosecutors will handle most of the cases that result from the campaign, although obviously some are going to be handled on the federal level. And Evans described it as another example of how good things come about when law enforcement works together, right?
That's right.
It's pretty badass.
It is, and let's talk about that for a second. That's right. The city of Baton Rouge has a new chief, and one of the things when he came out that he pushed very, very hard was proactive play. We need to get back to proactive. Right. We need to get back in the neighborhoods. Right. We need to be playing basketball with the kids out there, those sort of things. Well, to me, what caused that to kind of go away for a little while was the negative publicity that the police were seeing. It was dangerous to go out there and proactively police, quite frankly.
Right. Everybody was hating on the cops now.
Absolutely.
You get the instant social media posts about the bad stuff, but not the good stuff.
That's exactly right. And so I'm glad to see it kind of come back to that. When you were telling me about that story, I'm thinking the whole time in my head, the Super Bowl's coming.
Yep.
And not that is that's one component to that whole story. That is very important, and they're going to make sure that there ain't a bunch of shootings going on right before the Super Bowl because the economic impact that makes.
Right.
But in addition to that, you have a new governor coming in who has kind of sworn to be I'm going to do this. Yes.
And he's proven he's putting his money where his mouth is.
100%.
And Sin and I used to love to go to New Orleans and hang out and have a good time. And it just got to the point where it wasn't, I couldn't go and do it and relax.
Yeah.
As your wife, I mean, it's I can't carry anything on me. It's, walk on the right side, walk on the left side. If there's, someone laying on the ground, I have to switch sides. If
we're walking down the street, I always make her walk on the inside of the street. And then I'll take, anything that comes from the street side and stuff like that. No purses, nothing that's a target for you. I'll carry her, driver's license in my front pocket. Just simple things that make you not an easy target.
Right.
But you shouldn't have to worry about that.
No.
We used to go down there and just have so much fun in New Orleans, and now it had gotten so bad. But hopefully, I think it's turning around. We just have a guy on the elevator this morning. He got on and he said, I got robbed last night. And I sat there for a minute and waited. His buddies were in the elevator, and I said, gunpoint? He said, nope, girl. He said, I don't know, that dude's robbing me. He was awesome. A girl. He said, she got my phone and everything. I'm like, she took you to your room and got your ass. So
he's a big old guy, too.
I think they were probably all military.
Yeah.
That's what I got
it was
from him.
But he just had his head down. I mean, this is 5:30 in the morning. He goes, I got robbed last night. And my heart, I was like, oh my gosh. When he goes,
wait a minute. I said, gunpoint. He said, nope, female.
I said, I felt sorry for you.
But anyway, bring it back. Thank you, Jeff Landry. Thank you to all you cops out there who put it on the line every day. There's no reason not to go fucking execute these warrants and get these assholes off the street. They've been acting with impunity for so long. I'm like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. I got warrants. I'm carrying 2 pistols that are illegal automatics. I got a fucking first-degree murder warrant out of Connecticut. Why aren't you hunting this guy?
Yeah, that's right.
Get him off the street. Fuck him.
Yeah.
100%.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. All the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of an
LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser-cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Well, let's go from New Orleans to Missouri. How about that?
Missouri.
You wouldn't think a whole lot of crazy stuff's going on in Missouri.
Yep, drive there every time we go to Wisconsin. Missouri's got some beautiful shit.
Yeah, well, they've arrested a woman, and they've accused her of spiking her husband's Mountain Dew with Roundup.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah, that'll clean you out real quick. Michelle Peters, 47, faces charges of first-degree domestic assault and armed criminal action after that arrest. Investigators say that Peters added the Roundup product to her husband's Mountain Dew on several occasions in May and June. She also allegedly spiked his drink with insecticide.
Damn it, you can't taste it.
That's what I'm saying. How do you not even smell that?
I don't know, bro.
Well, the man began to suspect something went wrong with his drink after he started feeling sick. The victim provided surveillance video to law enforcement that indicated Peters was tampering with the Mountain Dew in the garage refrigerator. He told authorities he was the only one at home who drank Mountain Dew that was kept in that refrigerator. And Peters told investigators that she spiked her husband's drink. You ready for the reason? Mm-hmm. Because he didn't show appreciation for the 50th birthday she planned for him. Ooh. A judge ordered no bond for Peters. Now, I do think that he needs to show some appreciation. She playing that, but I don't know if it's worth sticking Roundup in his Mountain Dew.
Yeah, he won't have to worry about showing appreciation for his 51st. He should be in prison, right? Fuck that.
That's freaking crazy, dude.
Yeah, we think we had a lot of Mountain Dew stores like the teachers with spiked Mountain Dews in the classrooms, and the kids are drinking it and different shit.
Maybe Mountain Dew is, it's a very tangy drink. Maybe it's good at masking like that type of taste. I don't know, but she definitely tried to kill him. I mean, if I'm going to put Mountain Dew in Woody's drink, I'm not doing it as a joke.
It's a flavor enhancer, Jim.
Yeah, is it? I bet that flavor comes out of it.
You would think so. I mean,
I would. I would think they put some type of smell or taste on that, even if it was odorless, right? So people would be aware. But I don't know.
They may start making it a different color or something.
I spray Roundup almost every week after the kids do the grass. I go through the hedge line. There's no way you can smell it. There's just no.
Maybe Mountain Dew masked it up, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm gonna take y'all to Houston. I love all our lifers out there. It's just not my favorite town. But the Houston, check this out. There's a man accused of killing a homeless man and woman near Buffalo Bayou in downtown Houston. But guess what? Cops got with him. What do you think he told him?
I bet
you get this. I'll just give you a kiss on your big old forehead because you ain't gonna get it. So the cops approach him and he tells them, I mean, there's a dead person, dead homeless man and woman near Buffalo Bayou. The cops pull up on this cat, and he tells the police he was sent by Yahweh to rid the earth of heathens.
Oh, wow.
Right? But Yahweh being a word for Jesus, God, y'all, right? And that he would kill again. No shit. Bruce Butler, 37, is charged with capital murder. He's accused of shooting and killing Richard Nugent, who's 38, and R.J. Lewis, who's 66, on June the 2nd. Now, the shootings happened near that Buffalo Bayou Trail at 699 Franklin Street. Houston police responded and found Nugent and Lewis dead with gunshot wounds to the head. They were able to identify Butler as a suspect in the case through surveillance video as well through a tip. Now, like you said, Jim, they always on camera. Court documents say police learned Butler had been taken to Memorial Hermann Hospital under an emergency detention order on June 21st, which means, y'all, detention order means he was acting crazy and they got a coroner's warrant to lock him up for 72 hours. So while he's locked up, they went and interviewed him on June 23rd. Now, the documents say Butler admitted to killing both Nugent and Lewis by shooting them in the head while they were asleep along the walking path. He said he later got rid of the gun using the killings by selling it to an unknown person, right? The documents say Butler told police he was sent by Yahweh to rid the earth of heathens, and when he is released from the hospital, he would continue his mission. He said he would find another gun by breaking into vehicles, and said that he planned to target more homeless people and kill at least 4 or 5 more. Well, they arrested his ass. He probably really is a nut job for that. I mean, I hate to say that nut job because I know a lot of people suffer from mental illness, but fucking crazy is crazy.
Yeah, he might break the scale though.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't hide it. He was like, I did it. God told me to do it, and I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure your ass ain't getting out.
Yeah, and look, you know this better than everybody, that when you're determining like mental illness in court, because everybody's going to claim they're crazy. Right. Did you try to hide it after?
Right.
That's a big question.
Did you try to hide anything? And he didn't.
That's right.
And he made it clear, I'm going to keep on doing it because God told me to.
Houston, Texas, man. Houston, Texas. Let me tell you a quick story.
You never know who you're walking by on the street, bro.
Let me tell you a quick story about Houston, Texas. Going to entertain you. Hopefully everybody listening. Me and my wife go to a UFC fight in Houston, Texas. Heavyweight title. Daniel Cormier was fighting.
Who's from Lafayette.
Yeah. So we go watch that fight. And one of the nights while we were there, I said, well, let's go walk around the city. So we're staying at a real nice hotel, downtown Houston, nice area, swanky.
Right.
So we go and we're walking the block, right? And I think I walked too far because all of a sudden, me and my wife are walking down this area and I start noticing people, and it's like people are OD'd on the side of the road. Mm-hmm. There's people literally, I mean, this is downtown, like brother. There are people literally, like you could see in their eyes, they were screwed out of their minds. Right. Just, it was like walking into a Mad Max movie. Mm-hmm. And so Wendy turns to me and she says, I'm scared. And I said, hell, I'm scared. What are you talking about? I mean, we were definitely not where we were supposed to be anymore. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn around. And Woody, there were hundreds of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, we're going to turn around. And of course, you know, at that point, the male instinct kicks in. So what do? You sit up straight, you poke your chest out, you look straight ahead, and you make yourself look like someone nobody wants to mess with. Right. And I said, you just hold on to my belt loop. And I bulldozed through that crowd of craziness. Yeah. And somehow we made it back. But let that serve as notice that if you're in a town you don't know really very well, don't just venture out into areas of the unknown, because you may end up in Mad Max.
Yeah. Tell you, go back many years, Cindy, I don't know how many years this was, and we had a court thing in Houston, and God, the kids were babies.
10.
Yeah, and anyway, the kids were young, and we had an expedition, and I always push the gas mileage, when the idiot light comes on,
sure.
see how far I can go. So, and it was rush hour in Houston, and we're getting off the exit to go to the hotel, which was not a nice hotel because didn't have any fucking money, right? And we go to get off this exit, and it dies. The vehicle dies out of gas, and we coasted right into the middle of a fucking intersection. But right underneath that bridge was where all the homeless people were. And, they came out of the woodwork like angels and pushed me to the gas.
You're kidding?
No.
Nope. So
shout out.
They says, there's good and bad
sure there are
everywhere.
Yeah.
And I saw something in New Orleans this weekend about they were hitting the homeless encampments really hard, like to shake them out. And I know the Super Bowl's coming and all that stuff, but some of those people are just suffer from mental illnesses, and certainly some of them have narcotics issues and stuff like that. But some of them are just good people down on hard times.
Yeah, you never know everybody's story,
right.
and
everybody's got a story, like you say on local leaders, right?
That's right.
But instead, every business has a story. Every human's got a story.
That's a fact. Yeah. Well, we're going to go to North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And we're going to tell you about it. Look, we talk about wolf dogs all the time on Bloody Angola. We've actually done a whole episode on them. Well, a North Carolina man was arrested after deputies discovered an injured elderly woman living with more than 40 feral wolf dogs in a home deemed uninhabitable for people or animals. So Melvin Sonny Berry was arrested Monday for one count of felony domestic elderly abuse with serious injuries and 20 misdemeanor animal cruelty charges. Right. Earlier this month, deputies began investigating possible animal cruelty and elder abuse in the Denton area of North Carolina. Yeah. Deputies learned through observation, interview, and medical evaluations that an elderly woman was living inside a home with more than 40 wolf hybrid dogs and sustained injuries that prompted a welfare check at the home. The inside and outside conditions of the home were found to be uninhabitable for both people and dogs. The dogs were not social and were later determined to be feral. The dogs were ultimately euthanized after several consultations with medical professionals and veterinarian staff to protect the public's safety as well as the safety of surrounding pets in the area due to the diseases that the dogs were exposed to. I'm sure there were some rabies in there somewhere. And the diseases they were carrying. And Barry is scheduled to appear in court on July 23rd following his arrest. Man, I hated to read that story. Number one, wolf dogs, I know a lot about them, obviously, with what we've reported on Bloody Angola. Beautiful dogs, and I just hated that somebody abused them to the point that they had to be euthanized.
Mm-hmm. And it happens. And, I mean, what are you going to do with all those wolf dogs? I'm sure they were starving and, like they said, other pets, and you can't really take the beast out of that beast, right? That's what they're bred for. At Bloody Angola, if y'all go listen to the episodes, Burl Kane came up with using them, put them inside the wire in the evening times just as a deterrent for the convicts to not, another deterrent for them to not try to escape, because the wolf dog's going to tear your ass up. That's what they're made for.
Yeah, and if these were feral, they were.
Well, feral, I mean,
they were made. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a sad story.
No training with those dogs, and very sad story. And I guess the only positive in that story is that the elderly woman, it looks like she's going to live, and she's just injured.
Yep. Well, that is a positive, because I'm about to tell you about someone who didn't live.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take you back a lot of years and figure out how to tell this story without really giving it away in the beginning. So there was a guy out there in Texas, right? And his last name is Gonzalez. And back in 2001, he called the home his drug supplier and her boyfriend in search of drugs. Right? Well, when they told him, her boyfriend, the girl Townsend, told Gonzalez, "Hey, my boyfriend's not home," he went to the house anyway in search of drugs. And he stole some money. Then he kidnapped the girl, Townsend, tying her hands and her feet before driving her to a location near his family's ranch. And there he raped and fatally shot her. Okay. Well, this case went unsolved for 18 months. Then while sitting in jail after pleading guilty to the rape of another woman, Gonzalez confessed to Townsend's killing and led the authorities to her body. Well, guess what happened? Texas don't play. They went through the trial process, and I'll give you his full name. They went through the trial process, and Mr. Gonzalez, Ramiro Gonzalez, got sentenced to death. Now, of course, he followed the appeals process and didn't work. And Texas executed Ramiro Gonzalez by lethal injection on this past Wednesday, for the 2001 murder of Townsend. And all his unsuccessful appeals, as well it should be, they said he should have been ineligible for the death penalty under state law because he was no longer dangerous.
No longer dangerous.
Behind bars.
Yeah. That'll take the danger out of you.
So he was 41, was convicted and sentenced to death in 2006 for the sexual assault and killing of 18-year-old Bridget Townsend. His execution was the first of two. The other in Oklahoma carried out this week in the United States, right? And he was pronounced dead at 6:50 p.m. Let me tell you what he said, though. I always like to hear what these motherfuckers say. And when you know you at that moment, and this is what he said. The Department of Corrections provided Gonzalez's last statement for his executed, in which he repeatedly apologized to the Townsend family, and I hope he was sincere. And he said he never stopped praying for their forgiveness. I can't put into words the pain I have caused y'all, the hurt, what I took away that I cannot get back. I hope this apology is enough. I live the rest of this life for you guys to the best of my ability for restitution, restoration, taking responsibility, Gonzalez said. I never stopped praying that you would forgive me and that one day I would have this opportunity to apologize. Well, he got the opportunity to apologize, and then they plugged him full of some lethal shit. Yeah. And bye-bye.
Yep. Got that needle.
Got the needle. Oh, the cocktail.
Yeah.
Which, I can't wait till, Louisiana's about to start doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And that Jeff Landry's just feeding them a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this right now, making them digest it. Everything from no longer need a concealed permit to the police in the French Quarter to whatever. Yeah, executions are coming. And I bet you, because I'm a bed man, I bet you it's going to be that nitrogen hypoxia or whatever. The one that was just used in Alabama for the first time.
Yeah.
You want to fight over the drugs? It's okay. We just suck all the motherfucking oxygen out of the ring.
That's right.
Get you a breath of that.
That's right.
But anyway, I know a lot of y'all are against the death penalty. And again, you haven't seen what I've seen. I mean, I don't care if you're against it. I'm just telling you, some people don't deserve to breathe.
My question when you said that is, you've been saying for a long time that they were going to start killing people again, right, in Texas, executing them.
They've been doing it in Texas. Texas leads the nation.
Okay. Well, I'm specifically talking about Darlie.
Yeah.
Why haven't they done that yet, do you think?
It's coming. She's still got an appeals process. They've got new sock and alleyway and this. And when they get to her execution date, it'll be after all her appeals are exhausted. This guy's appeals were exhausted.
Okay. I mean, when she's communicated with me, she said that, all the new evidence, and then she has her appeals process. I just didn't know when that ended. Like, is there
it ends when the judges get done reading it and they say it's over. Sign the death warrant.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't put a time frame on that.
So she can take as long as she wants with her final appeal.
No, it's not up to her. It's up to the courts.
Okay.
And they're only going to take it for so long. And they're like, this is enough, like this dude. He would appeal. The motherfucker here in Livingston Parish, from Livingston Parish, been on death row 48 years.
Yeah.
And he's appealed everything in the world from this to this to this. They're praying that something's going to stick and they'll get a commutation.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime that new evidence pops up, they have the right to try to appeal a verdict.
Right. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to execute an innocent person.
No.
But these motherfuckers that did it, and you're found guilty by a jury of your peers, and you're sentenced to death. Well, you know what? That's the fucking law. It's like you can no more avoid that law than you can the law that says the speed limit's 55. You can't just say, I mean, people do it, but you can't just say, well, you know, that really doesn't fucking apply to me. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to drive 110. Right?
And that's
sooner or later, your ass getting caught.
Yeah,
right?
you get caught.
And then that's just the way the law of the land is the law of the land,
100%.
Whether it's execution or speeding tickets. Hey, y'all, changing my wardrobe from summer to fall, it's never easy. Luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items I adore. Ensure my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. And there's nothing easier than going to Quince and choosing these high-quality items, like cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, and I love that. I got the stainless steel Link Apple Watch band for $59.90. It's heavy duty, it's awesome, and it's like $100 less than I could find anywhere else. And I also got a 100% organic cotton fisherman quarter zip up sweater. The color is alabaster. Man, I can't wait to wear that this fall. And Cindy got the Mongolian cashmere boat neck sweater in heather gray. And I'm telling you, these are classic pieces at a fraction of the price. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/RLRC. You'll thank me later. Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone supporting supplement, it's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Right?
Okay, guys, let's go to Ohio.
Oh, Buckeye State.
Yeah.
So
Can't think of any football player. Yeah, Bosworth. That'd be a good one. No, he was Oklahoma.
Was he? Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe Emmett Smith.
There you go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think he played for Florida.
I
I can't think of any. All right, go ahead.
okay, boys.
Sorry.
2 women are wanted in connection with the death of an 8-year-old Columbus boy who they turned themselves in on Saturday. They were arrested. Arrested were the child's mother, LaShonda Wilder, 32, and Jonna Lowe, 33, capping a day-long effort to find them after the body of an 8-year-old Montanio Wilder was found hidden in the attic of his family's home.
Oh, my gosh.
They talk about heat, anyway. Murder charges have been filed against Wilder. She and Lowe were also charged with obstruction of justice. Montanio's body was found last Friday night shortly before an Amber Alert was briefly issued for 2 of his brothers, who were found safe and placed in the custody of Franklin County Sheriff's Services. Columbus police officers were first called to the house around noon by Wilder. They spoke with her and Lowe, with Wilder saying she saw Montanio the last time on Thursday night. Police issued a missing persons advisory for Montanio, but did not elevate it to an Amber Alert. They began a canine search of the neighborhood, after which Wilder and Lowe left without telling police where they were going. With them were the other 2 children, ages 9 and 3. After police could not reach Wilder, a search warrant was obtained for the house, leading to the discovery of Montanio's body. The boy's body was found in the attic in a trash bag that had been placed in a bivy cover. What's a bivy cover?
Woody? What's a bivy cover?
Probably like a bivouac. The bivy cover is like a when you were. I'm thinking when we were in the Army, they gave us half a tent each, and your buddy a bivouac cover, and you had to snap them together for your tent. Maybe that's what it would be. I don't know. I'm not for sure. Somebody correct me.
Almost like a tarp, like a cloth tarp.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, he was pronounced dead at 6:33 p.m. The other 2 children were left within an acquaintance of Lowe's, while Lowe and Wilder left separately. The boys were found after the Amber Alert was issued, and arrest warrants were issued Saturday for both women. They were taken into custody at 5 p.m.
Wow.
I'm glad they found the other one safe, right?
Yes.
Amber Alert worked this time. Like, you saw the dude in Louisiana again doing his stupid shit. The one, I don't know whatever happened with that Amber Alert, but.
Well, and here's the thing with, there's been a lot of issues raised because the Amber Alert, they feel like, and there's no way of knowing this, but could it have saved that life if it would have been issued earlier? And human nature is one that repetitive things that you hear over and over again, you start to kind of desynthesize to them. Mm-hmm. The Amber Alert is designed to be the most extreme cases, and it has a certain criteria. And I'm not defending it one way or the other, but it has a certain criteria, and the point of that is if you heard an Amber Alert every day on your way to work, you're going to just naturally, as human beings, we're going to kind of desynthesize to it a little bit. Right. So there's a very fine line.
Totally get that. I'm still going on the record saying state police going to learn from their experience.
Absolutely.
Too much fucking red tape because they still had bodies that they didn't know where they were at, and those kids were missing.
Yes, 100%. And in that case, anything that you look back on, you can say, well, if this would have been done earlier.
Yeah. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie George and Chris Carter.
Eddie George. How did we forget Eddie George and Chris Carter?
The rest of them I never even heard of. I did the top 11 out of Ohio State. And so Eddie George and Chris Carter, the 2 that I heard of.
Yeah. Yeah. They some big ones. Chris Carter, Minnesota Viking.
So who's your favorite Ohio State football player, son?
Emmitt Smith.
He didn't play that.
Y'all said his name.
He was in Florida.
Chris
Florida
Carter.
of Ohio. There is a Florida of Ohio.
Yeah, there is.
Chris Carter all day long.
Chris Carter, it was awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Who did he play for, Cindy?
Ohio State.
Who did he play for in the NFL?
Dallas Cowboys.
Who did George play for in the NFL?
He was a DCC.
Good answer.
Yeah, watch that.
My daughters are watching that in Wendy right now. All 3 of them.
I watched the whole thing this
I'm
weekend.
trying out next year. Just watch out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they've been watching it.
With that being said, thank you. We love and appreciate each and every one of y'all on this Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
And
Tuesday.
I don't know what y'all barbecuing on the 4th. But that's just coming, and we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for liking and listening and sharing and all of that good podcast shit.
Cindy, any final thoughts?
No.
No? All righty. Well, in that case, I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Everton.
Peace.
Close. Yeah. She's Cindy Overton for Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.